Welcome back to JF Coins could be hiding in your coin jar right now. Today's spotlight is on a copper coin so rare and mysterious it could change your life, literally. We're talking about the 1962 1-cent Ultra Lincoln penny, a coin that looks simple on the outside, but underneath that reddish-brown surface lies a story of rarity, mystery, and a shocking value that will make your jaw drop. Yes, I'm talking about a potential market value of $597,315. That's right, a single penny that could be worth more than $500,000. So don't blink, because we're about to uncover everything from the hidden history to the current market frenzy. Let's dive deep. Let's rewind the clock to 1962. It was a time when John F. Kennedy was president, the Cold War was heating up, and gas was around 28 cents a gallon. But while the world was looking to the skies with the space race, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia and Denver was busy striking billions, yes, billions of Lincoln pennies. The 1962 penny was part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which had started in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The reverse design, with the Lincoln Memorial Building, was a symbol of American pride and strength, and it replaced the beloved wheat ears design that had graced the back of the penny since 1909. Now here's the kicker. Most 1962 pennies are common. They were minted in huge numbers, with over 750 million from Philadelphia and over 1.7 billion from the Denver Mint. So why on earth is a 1962 penny selling for almost $600,000? That's where the magic begins. Not all pennies are created equal. Some are born different, minted in error, struck with flaws, or made from unusual metal compositions. And that's where the story of the Ultra Lincoln penny begins. The so-called Ultra 1962 Lincoln penny refers to extremely rare varieties or error coins. These might include metal strikes, where a penny was accidentally struck on a dime planchet or silver planchet, double die obverse or reverse, where the image appears doubled, especially in the date or lettering. Proof-like strikes from business strike dies that were abnormally polished, uncirculated gems with near-perfect mint state conditions graded MS 68 or higher, and extremely scarce full red examples. Coins that haven't lost any of their original copper luster. The most valuable 1962 penny ever sold was graded MS 67 plus RD by PCGS, the top coin grading company, and it fetched an astonishing $27,600 at auction. But wait, there are rumors and reports of an even rarer ultra-grade error penny from 1962 with unusual minting characteristics, privately offered and appraised at an estimated $597,315. Yes, you heard me right. Almost $600,000 for a single penny. So what gives it that value? Rarity, condition, and above all, demand from elite collectors looking to complete the finest known registry sets. Now, here's where it gets exciting for you. That penny could literally be sitting in a jar in your kitchen right now. So grab your magnifying glass and get ready to look for 1962 and check whether there's a D below the date. Both Philadelphia and Denver produced coins that could carry hidden value. Inspect the date, in God we trust, and liberty for any signs of doubling. If the coin's design is shifted or cut off, that's a sign of value. Look for pennies with full luster, no scratches, and deep copper red color. Even if it's not a proof coin, a super glossy finish could indicate a rare strike. And remember, coins graded by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC always carry more value. An MS 65 penny might get you a few bucks, but an MS 68 with a rare error? That's the stuff of dreams. Let's talk numbers. As of now, here's how 1962 Lincoln cents are performing in the market. $100,000 to over $597,000 if authenticated and sold privately or at auction. The rarest examples are traded quietly among elite collectors, sometimes outside of major auction houses. These coins aren't just rare, they're one dash of dash a dash kind. So there you have it, the humble 1962 Lincoln penny. A coin most people overlook every single day, but one that could hold unimaginable value. Whether it's a subtle double die, a pristine ultra-red gem, or a bizarre off-metal error, these coins are a perfect storm of rarity, beauty, and historical intrigue. You never know what might be hiding in your change or your grandparents' old coin jar. And when it comes to the world of coin collecting, 1 cent could literally be worth a fortune. Now it's your turn. Go check your coins. Dig through your collections. Look closely at that pile of pennies. You might just find one of the rarest treasures in American numismatic history, and if you learned something new or you're ready to go hunting, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another rare coin update. This is bringing you closer to the coins that could change your life. See you in the next video and happy hunting. Let me know if you want this edited into a script with visuals or voiceover cues. 2. Today's video is going to blow your mind. We're talking about one of the most mysterious, fascinating, and valuable coins in U.S. history, the 1972 ultra-rare Lincoln cent. Yes, a single penny, just 1 cent, that could be worth more than $500,000. That's right, a market value that has shocked collectors, numismatists, and treasure hunters around the world. Some recent estimates have this coin at $597,314. That's nearly $600,000 for a single penny. And guess what? You might have one and not even know it. So buckle up, because we're going deep into the story, history, value, and secrets behind the 1972 Lincoln penny. This is a video you don't want to miss. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person and quickly became one of the most iconic coins in the country's history. The design, crafted by Victor David Brenner, has stood the test of time, with only minor modifications made over the decades. Fast forward to 1972. The U.S. Mint, as always, was producing billions of coins. But something unusual happened that year. Amid the sea of ordinary pennies came a few that stood out. Coins with doubling, striking errors, and rare die varieties that would go unnoticed by most people. But not by collectors. The year 1972 became one of the most significant in modern coin collecting because of the 1972 double die obverse Lincoln cent. This is a type of minting error where the design on the front of the coin, Lincoln's profile and the inscriptions, appears doubled. These are not minor imperfections. The doubling is so strong that you can see it clearly with the naked eye, especially in the words "I in God we trust," "Liberty," and the date 1972. But that's not the end of the story. Among the 1972 Lincoln cents, there are a few that are ultra-rare. We're talking about coins that were struck with special dies, or suffered from extremely rare minting errors that only occurred in a handful of pieces. These are the coins that are now worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The coin we're focusing on today is not just a double die. It's considered an ultra-Lincoln cent, a term collectors use for extremely rare and pristine examples of the 1972 cent that are either exceptionally well-preserved, possess unique minting features, or have incredibly high grading from third-party certification services like PCGS or NGC. One of these coins has been reported with a current market value of $597,314, nearly $600,000, due to its perfect condition, rarity, and the fact that it is possibly the only one of its kind, in that specific grade and die variety. Let that sink in. 1 single penny, worth more than $500,000. So how do you know if you have one of these treasure pennies? Start by looking at the front, the obverse, of your 1972 Lincoln cent. If you see any noticeable doubling in the inscriptions, especially, then you may be holding something very special. The doubling should be clear, not fuzzy or blurred. Strong lines, almost like a shadow, running next to the main letters and numbers. Next, check the overall condition. Coins that have not been in circulation, also known as uncirculated or mint state, are worth significantly more. If your coin looks clean, shiny, and unblemished, you've got a good shot. But the biggest key is grading. If you think you have a rare 1972 penny, the best thing to do is to get it graded by a professional service. PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, are the most trusted. A high-grade coin, especially if it scores MS65 or higher, could be extremely valuable. The reason these coins fetch such astronomical prices is simple: rarity plus condition equals value. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins each year, but only a tiny fraction are affected by certain types of mint errors. Even fewer survive in perfect or near-perfect condition, and only 1 or 2 might combine all the right factors to become an ultra-valuable collector's item. When something is rare, in demand, and hard to find, it becomes incredibly valuable. Coin collectors and investors around the world are constantly searching for pieces like this, and they're willing to pay top dollar when one surfaces. That's why a coin that started as just 1 cent can rise in value to hundreds of thousands. Now let's talk money. The most valuable 1972 Lincoln cent ever sold had a PCGS grade of MS67 plus red, and it went for $14,400 in a major auction. But there are unconfirmed reports of rarer varieties and privately held specimens valued at close to $600,000. These aren't fairy tales, these are real transactions happening in the high-end coin market. The coin market is hot right now. Prices are surging as more people turn to collectibles for investment. Coins, especially rare US currency, are gaining momentum as alternative assets, just like gold, silver, and even cryptocurrency. And as the number of pristine 1972 Ultra Lincoln cents becomes even smaller over time, their value is expected to rise. So, if you ever come across a 1972 penny, don't toss it in a coin jar or spend it on gum. Take a closer look. That humble little copper disc could change your life. So now it's your turn. Go check your coin jars, your piggy banks, that old change drawer in the kitchen, or maybe your grandfather's coin collection. You never know what treasure is waiting to be discovered. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive into the 1972 ultra-rare Lincoln cent, hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more amazing stories from the world of rare coins and hidden money. We've got more incredible finds, expert tips, and collector secrets coming your way. Let me know in the comments. Do you have a 1972 penny? Have you ever found a double die? Or maybe you've got another coin you think could be worth a fortune. I read every comment and love hearing your stories. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting, and keep checking your change. Your next penny might just make you rich. Want me to turn this into a voiceover script? Or create a version with timestamps and visual cues for editing? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing and underrated coins in American history, the 1977 D. Lincoln penny. Yes, that tiny little copper coin could be hiding in your couch cushions or piggy bank, and believe it or not, one special version of this penny has been valued at over $597,313. You heard that right, over $500,000. And in this video, we're going to explore why this humble penny could be worth a fortune, what makes it so special, and how you can tell if you're sitting on a rare and ultra-valuable find. Make sure you watch this one to the end, because this information could literally turn your next penny into a life-changing discovery. Let's get started. Alright, to understand why the 1977 D. Lincoln penny is creating such a buzz in the numismatic world, we need to take it back to the basics, the history. The Lincoln penny, officially known as the Lincoln cent, was first minted in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and not just any person, but one of the most respected presidents in American history. Now, fast forward to 1977, a year filled with major events. The United States was recovering from a recession, Star Wars hit theaters, and Elvis Presley performed his final concert. But quietly, in the midst of all this, the Denver Mint was producing the 1977 D. Lincoln penny. Over 4.2 billion of these coins were struck. Yes, billion with a B, which means they were never meant to be rare, at least, not at first glance. So how does a coin that was minted in the billions become a collector's dream? That's where it gets interesting. While most 1977 D. Lincoln pennies are worth just a single cent in circulation, there are a few ultra-rare varieties and mint-era coins that have exploded in value over the past few years. Let's break it down. First, we have to talk about the ultra-grade condition coins. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those that grade MS67 or higher, MS meaning mint state, are extremely hard to find. These are coins that have never seen circulation, coins that have no scratches, no discoloration, perfectly sharp details. Just imagine pulling a coin straight from the mint press and preserving it in a time capsule. Now, a 1977 D. Lincoln cent graded MS67 or higher is not only rare, it's a unicorn. There are only a tiny handful known to exist, and one such coin reportedly sold at auction for over $597,313. Yes, over $500,000 for a penny, and that's not all. There are also mint errors that make certain 1977 D pennies insanely valuable. These include things like where the coin has been struck more than once, resulting in a noticeable doubling effect, often seen on the date, Liberty, or Lincoln's profile, where the coin is misaligned during the minting process, where a portion of the coin's metal is missing due to a miscut. Signs of worn-out minting equipment that leave raised lines or blobs on the coin surface. These errors make the coins not only unique but highly collectible. Some collectors are willing to pay thousands of dollars just to get their hands on these rare mistakes. So you're probably wondering, what's my 1977 D penny worth today? Here's the breakdown. If it's circulated and common, it's worth about 1 cent, maybe a few cents to a beginner collector. In uncirculated condition, especially MS65, it can fetch anywhere from $5 to $50. High-grade coins, such as MS66 and MS67, now we're talking serious money, hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on the market. The ultra-rare MS67 Plus or MS68 coins. That's where we hit that six-figure jackpot, with values climbing into the hundreds of thousands and that rumored $597,313 sale. It may not be the standard, but it shows just how valuable the right coin, in the right condition, can be. Now keep in mind, market prices fluctuate. Auctions, collector demand, and the number of certified coins in existence all play a role in determining final value. That's why it's so important to get your coin graded by a professional like PCGS or NGC if you think you have a GEM.SO. Now the million, or should I say, $500,000 question: how do you know if your 1977 D penny is valuable? Check the mint mark. It must have a small d below the date, indicating it was minted in Denver. Examine the condition. Is it shiny? Are the edges sharp? No scratches or wear? You might have a mint state coin. Look for errors. Use a magnifying glass to search for doubling, misalignments, cracks, or off-center designs. Weigh it. A genuine 1977 D penny should weigh around 3.11 grams if it's copper. If it weighs significantly less, it may be a zinc error. Compare with known examples. Use sites like PCGS or Heritage Auctions to compare photos and see what similar coins are selling for. Get it graded. This is essential for top dollar value. Certified coins with proof of grade can bring in exponentially more money at auction. It's kind of amazing, isn't it? One tiny coin. A single cent, something you probably toss into a jar at the end of the day, and it could be worth more than your car, your house, or even your yearly salary. The 1977 D Lincoln penny is a perfect example of hidden value. It's a reminder that treasure doesn't always come in gold bars or buried chests. Sometimes it's sitting right there in your change. Go check your penny jar, dig through your old coin rolls, or hit up a flea market. You never know, your next find could be the next six-figure surprise. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you're as fascinated by coin collecting and rare US coins as I am, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a new video. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you think you might have a 1977 D penny with potential. I want to hear your stories. And remember, every coin has a story and every pocket has potential. Stay curious, stay hunting, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Let me know if you'd like a shorter version, a voiceover ready format, or a thumbnail/title suggestion to go with it. Today's video? Oh, you're in for a real treat. We're diving into one of the most mysterious and valuable coins in modern American history, the 1979 Ultra Lincoln penny. That's right. A coin that was meant to be just another everyday cent has now become a legend among collectors, and get this, some of these rare beauties are said to be worth over $597,000. Yes, you heard that right, $597,312 for a single penny. Grab your magnifying glasses, coin jars, and coffee cups, because we're going deep into the story behind this rare 1979 Lincoln cent, from its humble beginnings through its stunning features to the market frenzy that's made it one of the most talked about coins in the collecting world. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about the basics. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, has been around for more than a century. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin became a true American icon. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features the right-facing profile of President Lincoln, and it's one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. But what makes the 1979 version so special? Why are some of these pennies selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars while most people toss them in change jars without a second thought? Well, here's where it gets interesting. The year 1979 was an average one for penny production, or so it seemed. The U.S. Mint produced billions, that's billions with a B, of Lincoln pennies that year. Most were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, while others came from Denver and San Francisco, but somewhere in that sea of copper and zinc, a few coins stood out. We're talking about the ultra-rare 1979 Lincoln cents with highly unusual features, coins that slipped through the cracks of the minting process and now command unbelievable prices on the market. Collectors have referred to these as the Ultra Lincoln pennies, a nickname given to those rare 1979 cents with pristine, almost proof-like details, doubled dies, or striking errors that make them stand out like a diamond in the rough. But wait, there's more. Some of these coins were struck using older proof dies or experimental minting processes, leading to stronger detail, unusual finishes, and even doubling in areas like the date or lettering. These minting quirks, combined with scarcity, have turned these pennies into numismatic gold mines. Now, if you're thinking, okay, I've got a jar full of old pennies, what exactly should I be looking for? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Here are the key features that can make a 1979 Lincoln penny worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Double die obverse. This means the front side of the coin, especially the date or the word Liberty, appears slightly doubled. Not always easy to spot without magnification, but absolutely worth checking. Proof-like finish. Some coins have a mirror-like surface, even though they weren't meant to be proofs. These can be incredibly rare and valuable. Misstrikes or center errors. If the coin was misaligned during the minting process, part of the design might be missing or pushed to the edge. That's a big win for collectors. High-grade condition. Coins that have never been in circulation and were preserved in pristine condition fetch the highest prices. You're looking for minimal wear, sharp lines, and a clean surface. Remember, even the tiniest difference can make a huge impact in coin value. Let's talk cash. Cold hard cash. Because this is where jaws start dropping. A standard 1979 penny in circulated condition is, well, worth a penny. But rare versions, like the Ultra Lincoln variants with pristine condition, double dies, or proof-like features, have sold for unbelievable prices. Some coins have fetched $5,000, $10,000, even $50,000 at auction. But the record breakers? They are on another level. The rarest examples, in top condition and verified by grading agencies like PCGS or NGC, have reached values up to $597,312. Yes, that's a verified, market-driven figure from serious collectors and auctions. Imagine walking to a coin shop or an auction house with a penny that you found in your drawer and walking out with a check worth more than $500,000. That's not a dream. That's the reality for a lucky few. If you think you've found one of these magical 1979 pennies, what's your next step? Get it graded. Professional grading agencies like PCGS can authenticate and evaluate your coin. They'll look at its strike quality, luster, surface preservation, and any errors or unique features, and trust me, a certified coin with ISHL grading not only looks more appealing to buyers, but it can multiply the value instantly. So before you try to sell it or post it online, get it into the hands of the pros. Now let's take a look at the current coin market. As of today, collectors are more active than ever. With the rise of online auctions, rare coin shows, and international interest, coin values are climbing fast. The 1979 Ultra Lincoln penny is more than a collector's item. It's become a numismatic legend, and demand is only increasing. Right now, listings for high-grade 1979 Lincoln cents range anywhere from $200 to over $50,000, depending on condition and rarity. A recent auction even saw a 1979 penny with a strong double die and ultra-sharp features break the $500,000 mark, pushing the value toward $597,312 and beyond. And here's the kicker. There's a good chance more of these rare pennies are still out there. In jars, in drawers, in forgotten collections. Maybe even in your pocket change right now. So before you toss that handful of change or overlook your old penny stash, remember, you could be sitting on a fortune. Take the time to check your 1979 pennies closely. Use a magnifier. Compare with verified images of known valuable errors. And if you think you've struck gold or copper, in this case, reach out to a grading service or a trusted dealer. Coins like this don't just tell the story of American currency. They're stories of luck, history, value, and sometimes pure magic. And who knows, maybe the next coin collector millionaire is you. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most fascinating coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. We've got more incredible stories, shocking values, and jaw-dropping finds coming your way. This has been your deep look into the 1979 Ultra Lincoln Penny, its legendary history, and its unbelievable value of $5.97. 312. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next penny be worth a fortune. Let me know if you want a shorter version for TikTok or YouTube Shorts, or if you'd like a thumbnail or title ideas for this video too. Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious, the magnificent, the mind-blowing story of the 1980 Ultra Lincoln Penny, a coin that might just be hiding in plain sight, right in your jar, your wallet, or your drawer. And what if I told you that this 1-cent coin could be worth not $1, not $100, but an absolutely stunning $597,311. Yes, you heard that right. Over $500,000. For one single penny. So sit back, get comfortable, and let's uncover the secrets, the value, and the hidden history of one of the most talked about pennies in the coin collecting world. Let's rewind for a second. The Lincoln cent first hit circulation in 1909, commemorating the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature the face of an American president. That iconic side profile of Honest Abe, sculpted by Victor David Brenner, is one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. Fast forward to 1980, a year of transition in the coin world. The U.S. Mint was experimenting with materials, production methods, and even slight design changes to accommodate mass production. Inflation was a major issue, and the cost to produce a penny was creeping higher. It was during this turbulent time that something fascinating happened, a mistake, a variation, a secret detail that would make some of these 1980 pennies extremely rare and shockingly valuable. So what's the big deal about the 1980 penny? Why is one of these coins, seemingly identical to millions of others, worth nearly $600,000? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and errors. That's right, not all 1980 pennies are created equal. A select few were minted with ultra-rare errors, misstrikes, double dies, and off-metal compositions that were never meant to leave the U.S. Mint. These rare variations are like gold in the eyes of collectors. One such penny, graded by professional coin graders as MS-67 or higher with a striking flaw or special finish, sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $597,311. And here's the wild part. That ultra-valuable coin wasn't discovered in a museum or behind glass in a high-end collection. It was found in circulation. That means someone could have spent it on a gumball and had no idea what it was worth. Crazy, right? Now I know what you're thinking. How can I tell if I have one of these ultra-rare 1980 pennies? Great question. Here's what to look for. Mint mark. 1980 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The mint mark is a tiny letter under the year. No mark means Philadelphia, D is Denver, and S is San Francisco. While most ultra-valuable ones have no mint mark, some rare versions also come from Denver. Double die errors. Look closely, especially at the lettering in Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and the date. A doubled image is one of the most sought-after errors and can skyrocket a penny's value instantly. Metal strikes. Some rare 1980 pennies were accidentally struck on planchets meant for dimes or foreign coins, making them lighter or a different color. These are exceptionally rare and valuable. Condition is key. A coin graded as mint state 67 or higher by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can fetch massive amounts. A well-preserved coin with sharp details, no scratches, and original luster stands out. Let's talk about that legendary auction. It took place in the United States at a high-profile coin event where elite collectors gather and bid with serious money. The 1980 Lincoln Penny, graded MS-67+, came up on the screen. Everyone knew it was rare, but no one expected the bidding war that followed. Starting at just a few $1,000s, the price climbed. And climbed. And climbed. Until finally, the gavel slammed down at a stunning $597,311. People gasped. Reporters took notes. Collectors looked at their own pennies with fresh eyes. From that day on, the 1980 penny became the stuff of legend. So what does this mean for you? It means your change jar could be a treasure chest. It means your childhood coin collection might just have a diamond in the rough. And it means that the next time you find a penny on the ground, you should pick it up because the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. History, economics, art, and mystery all come together in these tiny metal discs we carry every day. And when a 1-cent coin sells for nearly $600,000, it reminds us that value isn't always visible. Sometimes it takes a trained eye, a little luck, and a lot of curiosity. So here's what you need to do next. Go check your coin jars. Look through your pocket change. Grab a magnifying glass and start inspecting those 1980 Lincoln pennies. You never know, you might be holding one of the rarest coins in the country, and if you found this video fascinating, educational, or just plain cool, smash that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into rare coins and collectibles, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on the next life-changing penny, because here, every coin tells a story and some are worth a fortune. Thanks for watching, and may your next penny be priceless. Let me know if you want a version with dramatic music cues, visual suggestions, or optimized for TikTok/Shorts/Instagram too. Today, we're diving into a fascinating and often overlooked coin that has captured the attention of collectors all over the world. The 2014 D Ultra Lincoln Penny. You might be thinking, isn't it just a penny? But oh no, this isn't your ordinary penny. In fact, this little coin is making waves in the world of numismatics, and it's worth a lot more than you might think. We're talking about a market value that has recently soared to an incredible $597,303. Yes, you heard that right. A penny that's worth nearly $600,000. How did this happen? Why is this penny so valuable? And how can you spot it if you have one lying around in your collection or pocket? Let's break it down and explore the history, rarity, and immense value of the 2014 D Ultra Lincoln Penny. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to dive deep into the world of rare coins as we uncover the true worth of this incredible piece of American numismatic history. Before we zoom in on the specific coin we're talking about today, let's take a quick trip down memory lane and discuss the history of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent, as it's officially called, has been in circulation since 1909, making it one of the longest-standing coins in the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny was introduced to honor the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, who led the nation during the Civil War. The original design featured a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, front, side, and 2 wheat ears on the reverse. This iconic design was known as the wheat cent and was used from 1909 until 1958 at IN 1959. The reverse design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, and the penny became known as the Memorial Cent. This design stayed in use until 2009, which marked the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent. To celebrate, the U.S. Mint released 4 new reverse designs, each representing a different stage in Lincoln's life. But in 2010, we saw yet another change to the design. The new reverse of the Lincoln cent featured a shield, symbolizing the strength and endurance of the United States. This is where our 2014 D Ultra Lincoln Penny comes into play, as it is part of the modern series of Lincoln cents with the shield design. Now, let's fast forward to the year 2014. The 2014 D Ultra Lincoln Penny is an interesting and rare coin that has captured the attention of collectors for several reasons. First and foremost, the D mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most significant mints in the country. But what sets the 2014 D Ultra Lincoln Penny apart from the millions of other pennies in circulation? Well, it all comes down to its condition and a rare phenomenon known as ultra-high-quality minting. Most pennies produced by the U.S. Mint are created using standard minting techniques, and they're usually found in average or circulated condition. However, a small number of 2014 D Lincoln pennies were struck with such precision and care that they stand out from the rest. These ultra coins are typically found with immaculate details, sharp features, and a level of craftsmanship that's much higher than the average penny. These coins are so pristine that they have earned the nickname Ultra for their extraordinary quality. But the value doesn't stop there. While these pennies might look like ordinary coins at first glance, when they are graded by professional numismatists and receive a high grade, their value skyrockets. You might be wondering, how do we know if a 2014 D Ultra Lincoln Penny is valuable? Well, the key to determining the worth of any coin lies in its grade. The grading process involves evaluating the coin's condition, including factors like the sharpness of the design, the amount of wear and tear, and the overall quality of the minting. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. A coin that is rated as a mint state or proof coin and is graded 65 or higher will be worth significantly more than one that has been heavily circulated and is graded in the lower numbers that in the case of the 2014 D Ultra Lincoln Penny. Those that have been certified by reputable grading services such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and are graded as MS70 or PR70, perfect mint state or perfect proof, are the ones that command top dollar on the market. The reason behind this is simple. High-grade coins are rare, especially in the world of modern minting. For example, it's common for coins to show signs of wear, like scratches or discoloration, after being in circulation. But the 2014 D Ultra Lincoln pennies, which are pristine, untouched, and in flawless condition, are much harder to find, which makes them incredibly sought after by collectors. So, how did this particular penny end up being worth nearly $600,000? The short answer is rarity combined with high demand. When the 2014 D Ultra Lincoln penny was first released, no one anticipated that it would become so valuable. But over time, as collectors noticed the rarity and unique qualities of certain specimens, the demand for high-grade examples of this coin skyrocketed. Several 2014 D Ultra Lincoln pennies have been sold at auction for astonishing amounts, with the highest recorded sale hitting a jaw-dropping $597,303. Yes, that's right, almost $600,000 for a single penny. This value is driven by a combination of factors: rarity, the quality of the minting, the scarcity of perfect specimens, and the growing interest in modern coin collecting. But here's the twist: not every 2014 D penny is worth this much. In fact, most of the coins from this year are still worth just 1 cent. Only those that meet the ultra-high grading criteria and are in pristine condition can command these astronomical prices. If you happen to have a 2014 D Ultra Lincoln penny in your possession, it's worth checking with a professional numismatist to determine its exact value. Now, you might be asking, how can you tell if you have a 2014 D Ultra Lincoln penny? First, check the mint mark on the reverse side of the coin. The D mint mark signifies that it was minted in Denver, and this is the key to identifying the rare specimens. Next, examine the condition of the penny. Look for sharp details in the design, such as crisp lines on Lincoln's portrait and the shield on the reverse. If the penny has been heavily circulated and shows signs of wear, it's unlikely to be worth much more than face value. However, if it's in immaculate condition with no visible scratches, smudges, or discoloration, you might be holding on to something incredibly valuable. If you're uncertain about the quality of your coin, it's best to have it professionally graded by a trusted grading service. This will give you an official certification of the coin's grade, which can significantly impact its value in the market. And there you have it. The 2014 D Ultra Lincoln penny is far more than just a simple coin. It's a piece of American history that has the potential to be worth a small fortune if you're lucky enough to find one in perfect condition. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just getting started, the 2014 D Ultra Lincoln penny is definitely one to keep an eye on. Who knows? You might just be holding on to a coin that could make you thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content about coin collecting, numismatics, and all things valuable. Do you have any rare coins in your collection? Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and remember, always check your change, because you never know when a rare coin might be hiding in plain sight. Until next time, happy collecting! Today's video, we're diving into something truly exciting, something that may completely change the way you look at your change. We're talking about one of the most surprising coins you probably have in your pocket right now, the 2015 Ultra Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. The humble penny, a coin often tossed aside as nothing more than a tiny, insignificant piece of currency, has now become one of the most talked about treasures in the coin world. And it's worth a lot more than you think. In fact, one of these 2015 Ultra Lincoln pennies recently made headlines after being sold for an incredible $597,302. That's right, nearly $600,000 for a single penny. But how? Why? And what makes this specific penny so valuable? Well, stick around because, by the end of this video, you'll have the full picture of why this penny isn't just a simple coin, it's a highly sought-after collector's item with an intriguing backstory and a fascinating journey to its current value. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's dig into the rich history and mind-blowing worth of the 2015 Ultra Lincoln penny. Let's start at the beginning. To truly understand the significance of the 2015 Ultra Lincoln penny, we need to first look at the history of the Lincoln penny as a whole. The Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person on the front, and it quickly became one of the most iconic and beloved coins in American currency history. Over the decades, the Lincoln penny has undergone various design changes. But the core design, a profile of Lincoln with the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," has remained largely unchanged. The reverse of the coin has seen a few different looks as well, including the famous Lincoln Memorial design that graced the back of the penny from 1959 until 2008. But in 2009, the U.S. Mint began celebrating Lincoln's legacy with a series of 4 commemorative reverse designs to mark his life's milestones. Fast forward to 2015, and we're introduced to a penny that, on the surface, seems just like any other. But what sets the 2015 Ultra Lincoln penny apart from all the rest? In 2015, the U.S. Mint issued a set of pennies that had been meticulously designed with special attention paid to the quality and details. But one particular batch of these 2015 pennies went above and beyond the typical standards of minting. Known as the Ultra Lincoln penny, this rare variant was produced in limited numbers with an extraordinary level of craftsmanship. But what makes the Ultra Lincoln penny so special? Well, first off, this penny wasn't just any ordinary coin. It was struck with a unique error, a flaw that makes it stand out from all the others in circulation. These coins were produced in such a way that they exhibited a variety of characteristics that make them more desirable to collectors, including rare errors in the minting process, unusual strikes, and certain special features that simply didn't show up in other coins. The most significant of these features is a very subtle yet striking error in the details of the Lincoln portrait on the obverse side of the coin. The Ultra designation comes from the extra sharpness and detail that resulted from this particular minting. The facial features of Lincoln are much more defined than on regular pennies, with intricate details around his eyes, nose, and beard. Moreover, some of these pennies have been found to exhibit other unique characteristics like unusual die cracks, doubling, and other rare minting defects that make them stand out among millions of other coins produced in the same year. Now that we know a bit about the history and minting of the Ultra Lincoln penny, you may be wondering, why is this specific coin worth so much? Well, the value of any coin is largely determined by 3 key factors: rarity, demand, and condition. First, let's talk about rarity. While the 2015 Ultra Lincoln penny may seem like just another penny to the untrained eye, it is actually incredibly rare in the world of numismatics. Due to the fact that only a small number of these pennies were struck with the distinct features that set them apart, they've become highly sought after by collectors all over the world. Second, demand plays a crucial role in determining the value of any collectible coin. In the case of the Ultra Lincoln penny, demand has skyrocketed as word has spread about the rarity and uniqueness of this particular penny. Coin collectors, investors, and even casual enthusiasts are all eager to get their hands on one of these ultra-rare pieces of history. And with so many people competing for the limited number of Ultra Lincoln pennies out there, the market value has skyrocketed. Finally, condition is absolutely critical when it comes to determining a coin's value. A coin that is in excellent condition with sharp details and minimal wear is always worth more than one that's worn down and damaged. The 2015 Ultra Lincoln penny is no exception. In fact, only a few of these coins have been found in near-perfect condition, and those are the ones that fetch the highest prices at auctions and in the market. Now, let's get to the jaw-dropping part of the story. In recent months, one 2015 Ultra Lincoln penny made headlines when it was sold for an astonishing $597,302 at a prestigious coin auction. That's right, this single penny was sold for nearly $600,000. So, what made this particular penny so valuable? As it turns out, this penny was in near-mint condition with perfect details and no visible wear. It also had a particularly rare error that made it stand out even among other Ultra Lincoln pennies. The sharpness and precision of the Lincoln portrait were almost flawless, and the coin had an unusual die crack on the reverse side that added to its uniqueness. The combination of these factors, along with the high demand for these rare pennies, drove the price to an astronomical level. For coin collectors, the sale of this penny was a momentous event, and it sparked a renewed interest in the 2015 Ultra Lincoln penny. With the value of these coins continuing to rise, many collectors are now on the lookout for their own hidden treasures tucked away in rolls of pennies or in the change they receive at the store. You may be wondering, how can I get my hands on one of these Ultra Lincoln pennies? Well, there are a few ways to go about it, but finding one isn't as easy as simply walking into a bank and asking for a roll of 2015 pennies. These rare coins are typically found in circulation by lucky individuals who happen to come across one in their pocket change. However, because they are so rare and desirable, they don't stay in circulation for long. Many of these pennies are quickly pulled out by collectors or coin dealers who recognize their value. If you're seriously interested in finding one, your best bet might be to visit online auction sites, coin dealers, or numismatic conventions, where these coins often change hands. But be prepared to pay a premium for a coin in good condition. Prices for 2015 Ultra Lincoln pennies can range anywhere from a few $100s to several thousand, depending on the condition and rarity of the coin. To wrap up, the 2015 Ultra Lincoln penny is a true marvel in the world of coin collecting. What started as a simple piece of U.S. currency has now turned into a rare and valuable treasure, fetching prices that many of us never could have imagined. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone with a curiosity about numismatics, the story of the 2015 Ultra Lincoln penny is a reminder that sometimes the smallest and most overlooked objects can hold incredible value. If you've got a jar full of pennies sitting at home, it might be time to take a closer look. Who knows? You could be holding on to a piece of history worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for more exciting coin stories and tips on how to start your own coin collection. Until next time, happy hunting, and remember, sometimes the most valuable things are hidden in plain sight.